Hi everyone, Jack Bowie here. I've got a quick little live session for you all around getting more media and more attention for your wedding business. Oh, there's my husband deciding to stick his head in as well. Everyone, that's Greg, and this cute little fluff ball down here is Louie. And hopefully they're not going to be too distracting. All right, so today, what I thought would be really simple is to go through, I think I've got 20 tips for you to go out there and get more media exposure for your wedding business. And obviously that'll help build your credibility, get your brand out there more, and obviously generate more leads and more sales for your business eventually. So, and at the end of this presentation as well, I do have a freebie that's exclusive for wedding CEO members. It's actually, well, I'll keep it as a surprise, but it's a very special spreadsheet that's going to take a lot of the hard work in terms of getting your work out there. It's going to remove a lot of the hard work there for you. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you my presentation. Where are we here? I'm just stuck into good old Canva. And sorry guys, 1 second, press. Okay. All right, so Snap and Shine, reclaiming your wedding masterpieces for media stardom. Now, definitely we're going to go through how you can get more media, and we'll touch on some things outside of sharing your work specifically. But a big focus of this session is to show you how you can use the photos from the weddings that you do to generate more press for your business. So tip number 1, of course, you've got to start creating these visually stunning and unique weddings that stand out. So, first of all, you've got to be really doing work that you're really proud of and that you think that publications and couples are going to be interested in. So if the ideal situation is that everything that you're putting out there you love and you want to submit it to magazines. If it's not, definitely keep in mind the ones that you're really proud of and just focus on getting those ones out there. Another good tip as well, I know that if you wanted to go into, say, for example, you weren't doing many beach weddings, but you wanted to start generating more beach wedding bookings, just putting those sort of work out there to generate that sort of business. Tip number 2, develop relationships with wedding editors, journalists, and bloggers to increase your chances of being noticed. Now, this could be as simple as seeing an article online that really resonates with the work that you're doing or the work that you hope to be doing. Why not send an email to that journalist and say, I also do, I love your article that you did on, this boho beach wedding. We're really, big in that space, or we're really wanting to develop into that space, and just connect with that person and on a personal level, and hopefully, when you are doing that work later, you can certainly send the links to those journalists to keep you in mind if they're doing any more stories on a similar look. Submit high quality professional photos of your weddings to wedding publications to increase your chances of being noticed. Now, the specific point with this one is that make sure that the photos that you're using are high quality. So none of your ones from social that you've done on the day. These are definitely the creme de la creme of what your photographer has edited and given you. Of course, you've got to be getting the permission not only from the photographer, but I'd be accrediting everybody that was involved in the wedding that appears in that photo, or their service appears in those photos as well. Tip number 4, craft compelling and detailed submissions, including the story behind the wedding, unique elements, and any other challenges overcome. If you can give a kind of cool angle to your wedding, like, I don't know, these guys met 20 years ago and then reconnected, or they're both pilots, or I don't know, that they planned on this but it fell apart and instead they're getting married, they got married in Italy, or if you can find a really cool angle, you'll find that publications may also pick it up just to sort of run with that interesting angle on that story. Tip number 5, highlight any celebrity or notable clients you've worked with in your submissions. So it's a good idea if there's any on these submission links, if there's any opportunity to talk about your business, maybe it says put in your bio or tell us about your business, or a bio as a wedding planner or whatnot. If you have worked with anyone of any notable interest, you should definitely kind of weave that in just to give yourself some credibility, and yeah, it would really help. Tip number 6, stay informed about upcoming editorial calendars of wedding publications and tailor your submissions accordingly. Good example of that is the Wedding Trend Report. It typically comes out in December or January each year. But, you know, if you wanted to get featured in that, I'd be popping that in the diary that, you know, we start working on that in October. And there's plenty of other annual or, you know, features that happen year on year for particular publications. I know in Australia, Easy Weddings and a few of those publications have, you know, features depending on the time of year and whatnot. Tip number 7, collaborate with talented photographers who are known for their work in the wedding industry. So if you're noticing that a lot of these photographers are getting published in the publications that, you know, you want to be in, there's no harm in recommending and trying to pair up with those photographers in your future bookings, you know, as wedding planners specifically. And look, most of these tips apply for any kind of wedding business, but for wedding planners in particular, you know, we're always put in a position quite really often to recommend which photographer. So if you've got some that, you know, you love their work and you want to do more work with them, definitely, you know, make them a recommendation. Tip number 8, focus on niche markets or unique themes that may capture the interest of specialized publications. So there's obviously plenty of different publications that have niche, like Rock Your Wedding and, you know, some funky ones. So yeah, if you've got something that is a particular niche, definitely go and pitch it to that publication. Tip number 9, network with other wedding professionals as they may recommend you to publications. So I would recommend that for any kind of business that, you know, you should be connecting with other suppliers and get out there and making personal connections. I think that it makes a huge impact in growing your business. But not only that, yeah, if opportunities for publications come up, then you'll be top of mind. Tip number 10, leverage social media to showcase your featured weddings, tagging and mentioning the publications. So at Darling Don't Panic, we definitely do that. Anytime that our work is published in a magazine or an online wedding site, we definitely go ahead and share that on social pretty much if not do a dedicated mail out to leads, just to show that, you know, we're credible and that our work is being celebrated and whatnot. Tip number 11, write blog posts on your website about the featured wedding, providing additional insights and details. Now, this is a really nice thing to do. Most of us will pop the wedding on our portfolio page, but it's really lovely to also do a blog where you go into more detail. If you can elaborate on stories on, you know, how you worked with the client or a backstory of the couple, any unique challenges that you faced, it's a really good opportunity to do that in your blog. Tip number 12, incorporate relevant keywords in your submissions to enhance search engine visibility. So with this one, SEO, really, really important, but it's an added bonus if you're appearing in publications and wanting to attract the kind of work that you're putting in these publications. Say, for example, that example of like boho beach weddings, if you wanted to do more of that, make sure you're mentioning that over and over in your submission. So when that article is published, those keywords start appearing over time in Google, and when people are searching for boho weddings, those articles will pop up and you'll be right there front and center. Tip 13, utilize professional PR services to increase your chances of getting featured. Now, this can be expensive, right? So this comes with a warning. You can try and find a local PR person that's very specialized, that perhaps has low overheads and could get a really good result. Otherwise, you can go right up to the other extreme, which is quite expensive retainers. So it can be a bit of a nice to have, and not everyone has the budget for it. But a professional PR service part of their retainer in their work each month should be to go and submit your weddings to publications. And the added bonus of working with a business like that is they will have those relationships and those contacts in place. Plus, they'll know how to write really compelling press releases that will present your work in a more compelling way, quite possibly. So something to consider if you have the budget and you want to outsource and just get in the rhythm of kind of, we've done this wedding, here's the photos, go forth and go and get us press. That would be an exceptional way to do it. But as I said, it does come with an expense. Tip 14, attend industry events and engage with editors or journalists to establish personal connections. So we did cover kind of wedding specific networking. That's great. But also, if you can get to any other sort of networking and actually meet journalists and editors from publications, that's even better. So next time you want to go to Wedding MBA and you're going to skip past the knot or rock my wedding or whatever, don't. Stop and introduce yourself and swap cards with people who actually write about weddings and do features about weddings, and keep yourself top of mind. So next time when that real submission comes in, they think, hey, that was Jack from Darling Don't Panic. I met her at Wedding MBA, and that connection will count for a lot. Tip 15, participate in styled photo shoots and submit them to publications to showcase your creativity. And this is really super important for if you're not doing the kind of work that you want to attract, maybe start doing some styled photo shoots, achieving that look to show, definitely that you can do it, and you've got the ability to style and execute a wedding in that style. And I suppose this is equally as important for people that don't have a repertoire, that are new planners or stylists or whatever kind of wedding business, and don't have a portfolio of work yet. So this would apply. Start doing styled photo shoots with people that demonstrate the kind of work that you want to be doing. And you can definitely submit them. Quite often they could be shown as a feature. Tip 16, create a visually appealing portfolio on your website, making it easy for editors to see your work. So a lot of these links, when you're going in there and submitting real weddings, they might ask for your website, but definitely if you have an opportunity to actually put in a specific link to your portfolio, make it super easy, or to highlight other weddings that you've done that you think that would really align with that publication, definitely do that and make it easy for them. Tip 17, offer to provide expert insights or write guest articles for wedding publications. This is a fantastic way to get your work out there and to really build credibility and also build your brand, even just with SEO online. So those kind of publications that you want to feature your wedding, why not reach out to offer to write free articles and increase your chance of being an expert in that area. Tip 18, engage in social listening to stay aware of trends and topics that resonate with editors. There's a lot of tools out there that you can kind of pick up on that, or you can be really lazy and download Wedding Trend Report, which is coming out next week on Tuesday. And that'll give you a really great insight into all the trends that we are predicting and experts all around the world are predicting for next year when it comes to weddings. So yeah, you can definitely find a lot more articles in terms of trend predictions for next year. Or yeah, you can connect with software and tools or places like Twitter, where you can see trending topics and hashtags and whatnot to see, and Pinterest, of course, to see what's trending at the moment. Oh, have I missed one? I seem to have missed one on here. Where has it gone? Let me just pop out of that for 1 second. How do I get out of this? Sorry, guys, just 1 second. Oh, it seems to be missing. All right, I've got 2 more and they're not there. So leave that with me. I'll pop those in a link underneath the recording. But just to keep going, so the special gift that we have today is a spreadsheet that I actually created for Darling Don't Panic, which I've made a copy of for all of the Wedding CEO Club members. It's a spreadsheet that lists all of the publications, and along the bottom is each country that they're in. So as you can see, for Australia alone, I've got 39 publications. And we have here the cost if you wanted to advertise, which is, you know, we're not obviously talking about advertising today. We're talking about submitting our real weddings and whatnot. Here we go. So yeah, you can see here that there's 39, sorry, in Australia alone. The second column is the cost of advertising, but then over here in real weddings, in this column, it's got either the link or the email to submit your real wedding. And over here as well, we have some guidelines. So yeah, this should give you an absolute head start. So you can just pick your country and start going down and using the links and submitting your weddings. The other thing that I wanted to show you as well was if you don't have the spreadsheet or you're not a Wedding CEO Club member with access to that, there's another great little super easy hack that you can do, which is just to do a Google search and say submit real weddings. If you do that, it will automatically give you the results in your local area. So as you can see, just by me putting in Google submit real weddings, or you could put real weddings submissions, it should work the same. It'll take you not only to the publications, but it will take you straight to their page on submissions. So if we opened up Ivory Tribe in Australia, for example, here we go, all the criteria is here and how to submit it. And as we go down the page, same thing for the Lane. The Lane is saying they want it via email, send a Dropbox link with 30 images and whatnot. So that's a little hack that you can do, and you can build your own spreadsheet if you don't happen to have access to the one that I've created. Now, just again on my spreadsheet, that additional publications that we haven't listed that should be there, can you please email them to me or comment on this recording and let us know, because we'd like to absolutely keep this up to date for everybody. Look, that's kind of it in terms of you know, snap and shine and getting your wedding business out there, in particular your real wedding publications. I'd love to hear your feedback, and if you've got any other recommendations or ideas on how people can do this, so definitely leave comments, whether that's in the Wedding CEO group, or if you're watching this as a recording in the Facebook group, please leave comments. I'd love to hear. I'll pop in those last two tips as comments myself. But yeah, thanks guys for your time, and see you soon.